Single moms struggle to find Mr. Right. This article is from ABC News, okay? A leftist news organization, a leftist feminized news organization is saying this, that single moms are struggling to find Mr. Right. And I will go ahead and include the link to this article below in my comment section. I usually pin my very first comment at the top, and I will include the link to this article in that in case you want to read it, but we will go ahead and read this together. It's brilliant, this is rich, it's hilarious. All right, let's jump into this. So the title of this article actually is Single Moms Struggle to Find Mr. Right. She's smart, she's fun, she's attractive, but she is saddled with kids. The single mother may be the center of her children's orbit, but she is often a universe away from finding Mr. Right. Wow, so poetic how they put that. So esoteric of them. Okay, such is the premise of a new television reality show called Single Moms, which will air this June on TLC. We found a show that we found the show that, they're talking about TLC. There are a lot of single parents out there. An estimated 10.4 million women are single mothers living with children younger than 18 years old. Up 3.4 million since 1970, according to the U.S. Census. Okay, the U.S. Census Bureau, that government that so many single mothers love. Of all women who are custodial parents, about 44% are divorced or separated. 33% have never been married, 22% are married, and 1% are widowed. The deck is stacked against you. According to singleparents.com, the deck is stacked against a single parent from the get-go. When balancing housework with children, with childcare and visitation schedules, there is hardly time to think about dating. Well, of course, because God didn't intend you to have kids out of wedlock, right? He intended for you to have kids in your marriage, to be a family. Why? Because he knew that raising children is a lot of responsibility. You can't do it alone. You need two parents for that. You know, and when you have two parents for that, guess what you can do? You can go on dates with your husband. Okay? Not the alpha Chad you were banging or the beta provisioner you're trying to take his money. No, with your husband. That's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way God set it up. And all you chicks having kids out of wedlock, shame on you. Right? Shame on you. Major sin. But who am I to judge? So yeah, this is kind of sad, guys, that it's saying that an estimated 10.4 million women, 10.4 million women are single mothers living with children younger than 18. That's 10.4 million potential drug dealers on the street, muggers, arsonists, violent criminals, killers, rapists, murderers, 10.4 million. Because, as you know, statistically from the U.S. Census Bureau, over 75% of the violent prison population comes from a single mother household. Good job, ladies. Good job. All right, let's move on with this. A plethora of books and advice columns suggest how the single mother can juggle dating with children and prudent protocols to follow once a relationship gets serious. But this reality show touches a feminine nerve. How to find the boyfriend in the first place. You can probably meet a man in a bar, but that's not the kind of guy you are looking for, said Jennifer Wolfe, a Michigan parent coach and advisor. Sadly, the greatest challenge facing single mothers is their own sense of guilt. Exactly. Shame on you. According to Wolf, particularly when they are under society's pressure to find a mate. Yeah, why are you under society's pressure to find a mate, girls? Because society knows instinctually that every child needs a father. Every child needs a dad. Because without a dad, you get 75% of the violent prison population being raised by single moms. You get more arsonists on the street, more murderers, more rapists, more killers, more you name it. More violent crimes. That's what you get when you have kids out of wedlock. So why they keep propagating single motherhood like on MTV and through, you know, like mainstream media and Hollywood movies, why they keep making it seem like it's so glamorous and fabulous. Why would you do that? Why would you do that when you know it's harming society? People are getting killed. Why do you think I keep saying the left has so much blood on their hands? The left has so much blood on their hands, it's insane. Because of stuff like this. Single women have so many responsibilities that are pressing. Single women, you mean single moms. Single moms have so many responsibilities that are pressing, and they don't let up at all. They have to carve out some time for themselves. Dating and having a social life is part of taking care of yourself. Dating and having a social life is part of taking care of yourself. So basically what they're saying here is to leave your child at home, to neglect your child even more. So not only have you taken his father out of the equation, but let's neglect the child even more. Leave him at home alone. Leave him at home with his Legos and his babysitter that I hired off of this app, that I hired off of Craigslist. Let's leave him alone with this person while I run off to Cabo with my new boyfriend. Like so many single moms do. They leave their child at home, they neglect their child, the child becomes angry, resentful, hostile, and then becomes a violent criminal in society. So again, good job, single mom. Dating and having a social life. Girl, if you have a kid out of wedlock, kiss that social life goodbye. Done. That ship has sailed. You have a responsibility to raise your kids now. That is your job. That is your social life. And if you don't like it, don't have kids out of wedlock. Jesus. All right. Wolf recommends single moms sit down and really think through the kind of man they envision becoming part of their family. Then you are more likely to not make a decision in the moment that you would later regret. Like having more kids out of wedlock, like most single moms do. They end up having multiple kids out of wedlock with different fathers. Just ask my ex from 2006. Multiple kids from multiple fathers. Good job. All right, the $1 million question, according to Wolf, is how to find a man who shares the same values. Put yourself in a position where you are coming across the kind of men you are looking for, said Wolf, suggesting church or community events for active singles. Church? 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 You just had a kid out of wedlock. You're a sinner. Okay? I'm not judging here. I'm a sinner too. Right? I don't want to be a hypocrite. I'm a sinner too, but come on, man. Church? Single mom? No father? Jeez. All right, you open yourself to a higher quality man by going to church and community events. Yeah, you open yourself up to a higher quality man, unlike the type of chads you were meeting in clubs, right? The type of chads you were meeting when you were going bar hopping with your girlfriend, your slutty thought girlfriends. Yeah, different kind of guy, right? Different kind. Now I want this kind of guy. Community events and church. That's where I'm going to meet this guy. Not at the club. Not at the Palladium. So now they're talking about how you need to find yourself a high quality man. Someone not afraid to take it slow and to get to know your kids and make a commitment when the time comes. By taking time, single moms avoid the anxiety and looking desperate, Wolf said. Men who also shy away from women who immediately ask, "What's your job?" or "What can you do for me?" Well, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. But the hilarious part here is when she was saying, you open yourself up to a higher quality man, basically a high value man, someone who is not afraid to take it slow or get to know your kids and make a commitment when the time comes. Let me tell you something. High value man is not going to make a commitment to a single mom with kids. He's just not. There is a reason why he's high value. There's a reason why he's successful. And it's not because he's hooking up with single moms with kids, right? Unreal. This is what I talk about when I say women are just delusional. Like single moms are, not women, but just single moms in general are just delusional. They have unrealistic expectations. I don't mean to paint like all women with the same broad brush. I'm just saying single moms in particular. So this talk about online dating. Surprise, surprise. Where can you find, riddle me this, guys. Riddle me this. Where can you find the most single moms in one place all at the same time? I'll give you a second to answer. Give you a second to think about it. Where can you find the most single moms all in the same place, all at the same time? And no, not the playground. You want to know where? On dating apps. on dating apps, you will never find a higher population of single mothers with kids out of wedlock all in the same place at the same time. Online dating. So, this article is going on to say, online dating is another way to get to know a person before you meet. Only about 16% of single parents are men, according to the US Census Bureau. Well, yeah, because most men get ass raped in court. They don't get custody of their kids. About 3.2 million fathers, many of whom do not have primary custody and therefore more opportunities to date. So it's basically saying that, yeah, exactly what I said. The mother usually gets custody of the children. She gets full-time custody, which is really what these girls ask for. They want full-time custody of the kids, and the father only gets to see the kids like maybe on the weekends. So he has way more opportunity to date. He has way more opportunity to date. So if you're a single father, I mean, that's the plus side, unfortunately, of not being able to see your kids as much, is you have more opportunity to date, have girlfriends, bring them to your place, and you know what, the kids won't be there. The woman is thinking about protecting her children and what potential role the man will have with the children, said Wolf. This is not necessarily the top priority for a majority of men. What a feminist. What a feminist line. What a bitch. She's basically saying that, oh, only women think about protecting her children and what role the man will have with the children. So you're saying that men don't think about that, or the role that the mother or their girlfriend will have with their children? Of course they do. Jeez Louise, man. Talk about sexism. Yeshiva University professor Luis Silverman, go figure, Silverman, right? Who teaches family therapy, said the difference between single mothers and single dads is often a financial one. Men are the dominant group in our culture. Patriarchy! They make more money and have more status and more power than women. True. It's more prestigious for a woman to have a man than to go out alone, said Silverstein. It said Silverman, now her name is Silverstein. It's much more complicated because men can marry down with age and income and women cannot. Did you hear that? Because men can marry down with age and income and women cannot. So it's basically saying that men can marry hotter, younger women because of income, whereas women cannot. Younger mothers are usually more motivated to get married, again, she said. Younger divorced women tend to marry as quickly as possible, yet older women hold off. Yeah, because older women just become just way too bitter, way too angry, way too resentful towards men, and no guy wants to be around that. Okay, divorced men remarry the quickest because everyone needs a wife. Men also have the upper hand when it comes to meeting prospective wives. Numerous television shows, the Andy Griffith Show in the 60s, Full House in the 90s, to today's 2.5 Men portray single fathers sought out by eager girlfriends, which is pretty accurate. I mean, I've had a lot of guys in my programs who are single dads who have done phenomenally well. And I quiz these guys all the time. I'm like, have you ever, I mean, I already know the answer, but I always ask them, like, have you ever come across a female who doesn't want to date you because you have kids? Overwhelmingly, the answer is no. Overwhelmingly, most girls do not care that you have kids. They don't care that you have, baggage from your ex-wife. They will step into that scenario if they like you. If you have a lifestyle they want to be part of. Your kids are not a big factor when it comes to a younger, hotter woman hooking up to you. So if you're a single dad, that is great news, and I've experienced it myself through my coaching students, right? I don't have kids, but they have kids, and they said it doesn't affect them. They're like, but my ex-wife, on the other hand, there's a stigma. So yeah, there is a stigma when you're a single mom, because most guys do not want to date a single mother. They might have sex with you, but they will not date you long term. They will not put a ring on your finger. They just don't want to raise another man's kids. They don't want to take over another man's saved video game. They don't, right? They don't. I don't want to buy your rental car, right? They don't. So, so yeah, that is definitely true here. Men who are single dads and good dads in terms of not only providing for their children but nurturing them in an emotionally connected way are attractive to would-be girlfriends, according to Silverstein. Okay, so she's not just pumping out propaganda. She is totally correct. Totally correct. And most men, contrary to popular belief, are able to emotionally connect with their children just in a more masculine way, where they hold that children accountable for bad behavior. Whereas for mothers, they don't really hold their kids accountable for bad behavior, right? They just kind of let them get away with anything and just, I love you anyway, you'll always be my little Joey, always be my little Joey. Then little Joey becomes a terror in the world as an adult and ends up committing violent crimes. All right, given the challenges women face in the dating scene, TLC's new television show may have vicarious appeal for single moms, but therapists don't recommend volunteering for the casting call. That means don't have kids out of wedlock. Reality shows which rely on the drama of conflict and embarrassment may be entertaining, but hard on the contestants' personal lives. In the end, it ruins people's lives. Yeah, I agree on that. Shouldn't do reality TV. You can't control what is public when you are out there, she said. Not only are you vulnerable, but so are your kids. So they're just talking about the TV show. But this essentially just covers the fact that single moms have and always will struggle to find Mr. Right. Because now that she's a single mom and she has little Joey or a pack of little Joeys, she needs the right type of guy. Okay? She needs the right type of guy to come in there and be able to father those kids and be able to kind of like gel with, you know, gel as a family, right? And it's very hard to find that, man. It's like mixing new Coke with old Coke, right? It's like mixing Coke Zero with Sprite Zero. It's just gonna taste kind of weird, right? It's very hard to get the same formula as you would if you had the original father, right? It's very hard to get that original formula with those kids because they have his DNA. They've inherited his character traits, his physical traits, his mental traits, his attitude, right? It's very hard to like bring somebody in and mix that person in and then create the Brady Bunch. It's very hard to do that, ladies. This is why you should not have kids out of wedlock. This is why you're always going to struggle to find Mr. Right. Your list of expectations for men is going to grow even larger now that you're a single mom. They're going to grow even larger. It's going to be even harder to find this guy because now you have kids. I mean, imagine if you were single. You didn't have this laundry list of requirements, but now that you have kids, you do. It makes it harder to find that guy. Makes it harder to find that guy. And like I said, most guys out there, especially the high-value guys, definitely do not want to be raising another man's child. Okay, as much as the mainstream wants to shame men, like, oh, not a real man until you raise another man's child. Bullshit, right? Being a real man means not making dumb decisions. It means not sacrificing your own social value for somebody who screwed theirs. Make sense? Being a real man means watching out for yourself. And with that said, I'm going to wrap up here. Until next time, as always, I want you guys to drop those comments below. Let me know what you think about this article and just share your thoughts about single mothers. If you've dated single mothers, your experiences dating single mothers, drop them below so other guys can read them and other guys can just be aware of the dangers of dating single moms, man. And I will include the link to this article below in my pinned comment at the top of the comments in case you want to read it, because a lot of people, they don't believe it until they read the article. So I'll include that below. Regardless, this is M from the 33 Secrets. Don't forget to smash that like button below. Go ahead and smash it right now. Also, hit that notification bell right next to it so that you're notified not only whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on YouTube, but also whenever I live stream on YouTube. Okay? That's why you want to make sure you're notified, because whenever I live stream, I don't really announce it, I just go live. So if you're notified, you'll find out right away. You'll get on your cell phone like, M is going live, baby. I got to jump on. And then you'll get to ask questions. So make sure you hit the notification bell as well. And obviously, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. Obviously, they don't like promoting this type of content. They just don't. So I need your help by subscribing to my channel. It helps me out a ton, and I would very much appreciate it. And for you guys who want to support all of this red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content that I am teaching you even further, the best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months to Mastery, where I am teaching guys just like you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s under the age of 30. 8s, 9s, and 10s, the hottest and most attractive looking women out there. Same type of women that myself and all of my coaching students all around the world now are out there approaching, closing every single week. And I kid you not, every single week we make this happen regardless of what virus is going on, any racial division, any new president coming into the White House, right? We are making things happen, and we're continuing to grind and live our lives and pick up the hottest women out there. And this is the absolute best way to support my work. And right now the first month is only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lesson from me, so take advantage of it. This is $1 for the entire first month, and all you need to do, real easy to get signed up, just click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds, so do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video. Peace! I'm out! Just like a rap video.